Josh, how's it going?
Hi, Serena. How are you?
I'm good. Jupiter's Legacy, it's finally out here for everyone to enjoy. Did you ever think you'd be saying to people, I'm playing a patriarchal superhero?
No, I didn't. I thought that this time had passed for me. I thought that ship had sailed. It was, I got this script and I didn't know anything about Jupiter's Legacy, to be honest, when I read it. I didn't even know when I went in for my first meeting. I thought it was just like this script that they wrote, but it had this whole, history of comic books and stuff that I then got a chance to dig into and read. And I loved it. I love the perspective that this has. I think it's very different than a lot of stuff we've seen.
So then you put the superhero costume on, and Mark Millar has said, these superhero costumes, they're so silly. It is up to the actors to make them look, like someone we can believe that is going to save the day. How did you react when you see yourself looking like this superhero?
Well, it was pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. I was like, whoa, look at this muscle suit and the skin that they put over and the cape and the hair and the beard. And it was almost like a social experiment. You walk into a room as yourself. People don't really pay attention, but when you walk in as the Utopian, it commands attention. It's like an imposing figure. And there's something really sort of fun about that. And then of course, at the end of the day, you got to take it off and you're back to your old self. But
I was going to say, were you tempted to take it home with you going, no, I'm fine, guys. I'll just go home in this.
No, I was happy to leave it there. Believe me, that suit gets really constricting. It's like, it's so tight that you're constantly trying to stretch out and give yourself some room. And they don't put like P flaps in there. You got to go like take this whole thing off and someone has to hold part of the suit while you go to they're not very functional in that way.
It doesn't sound like fun. What I love about this is that, we're so used to seeing superheroes being superheroes, but we're not used to seeing them as part of a family dynamic and seeing how they juggle parenthood and being a superhero. And it got me thinking about this industry. How do you juggle working and also your family life? How do you have that work-life balance?
That's such a great question because it's true. And I did often think about the parallels between what this family does. Are you out of here, Axel? Have a good day at school. I love you. Bye-bye.
Proof in point right there.
Because these guys are, they're not like in the shadows. It's not like they're like, people don't know who they are. This isn't like Bruce Wayne and Batman. People know who they are. They are big public figures. And part of the responsibility of being these people is saving lives and averting danger and all these things that they have to go do. Well, if you get caught up in all that and you forget to connect with your kids, there's going to be consequences for that down the road. And for me, it's the same way. Like, it's very important, and it's a cautionary tale for me personally, because it's very easy to get caught up. Like right now, I'm in a crazy busy moment in my career, and my biggest struggle is juggling, fatherhood and career. And I have to make sure that I stay connected with my son and that he feels seen and heard and loved. And if I don't do that, I'm going to pay for it down the road. So it's very much art imitating life.
But it is this fine line. It's a 50-50 because you want your son to see you living your dreams. And there's a really a line that I loved. I think it was in the second episode where Sheldon's dad says to him, sometimes you've got to have faith. You've got to step off the ledge if you're going to soar. Where was that point in your career where you went, do you know what? I'm stepping off the ledge. I'm not letting these self-doubts hold me back anymore.
Yeah. I think that's how I've lived my life in a lot of ways. Maybe it's been to the detriment in some ways, because I've always been a risk taker, and you kind of have to step out there and just and not be afraid to, fall flat on your face. And I have fallen flat on my face many times, but I've had to get up and just keep going. And, my career is a good reflection of that. I've had highs and I've had lows. And so I know not to take any of it too seriously. And I just kind of keep showing up. I just keep showing up. But it is important that you sort of instill that in your kids too. I mean, I want of course I want to be there for my son and I want to stay connected to him, but I also don't want to coddle him. He needs to go find his own way. So you have to kind of give them enough rope to go do that, but also let them know that they always have a safe place to come back to. And so it's been, it's hard because you don't ever want your kids to get hurt. You don't want them ever to have any struggle, but the truth is they have to go through all that. And that's another thing that I have to be aware of.
And they have to see, as I said, that dad is actually living his dream as well, and that the world doesn't just revolve around him, it revolves around dad as well. And while you are living your dream at the moment, Jupiter's Legacy, you just wrapped on Shotgun Wedding with JLo and Lenny Kravitz. When you turn up to that set, come on, your mind has to be blown.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I got to say, I had such a great time on that movie. It was such a different experience than Jupiter's Legacy. But yeah, we just wrapped that, and now now I'm off to another thing starting in 6 weeks. But yeah, it's been a good couple of years. But like I said, these careers have highs and they have lows. I don't take any of it that seriously, and just take it as it comes.
Well, Josh, enjoy it because you've worked hard to get to where you are.
Thank you.
So lovely to chat to you.
Thank you, Serena.